hold it, and then breathe out very slowly. This helps me to relax, and I probably doze off for a minute or so. The next moment, the room seems to explode with deafening shouts and chaotic movement. I'm not sure if the person causing this has just come in from the street or from the inside of the hospital. He was definitely not one of the people in the waiting room. He's a big guy in his 20s, now moving around in a frenzy, kicking chairs and screaming. He then turns toward an older woman who is sitting by herself on a cushioned bench, positioned somewhat away from the other seats. He removes a switchblade from his jeans pocket and goes straight for the woman, all the while shouting a mixture of threats and obscenities. Panicked, the woman jumps up and steps back until she is backed into a corner. Fixing my eyes on the knife, I have gotten up and moved in close, and I'm now standing barely a few feet away, not letting the hand with the knife out of my sight. But my interference is not needed. The following sequence of events occurs within a span of no more than 2 or 3 seconds. It all goes so quickly that, for an untrained eye, it is hard to grasp what has just happened. One moment the aggressor is standing up, wielding the knife. Next he is flat on the ground, and the man in the fisherman's sweater has him in a chokehold. In slow motion, it would look like this. "Hey, asshole," the man in the sweater shouts to divert the attacker's attention. The latter jerks his head and freezes for a moment, but doesn't change his course. The man in the sweater rushes over and positions himself between the attacker and the woman in the corner. Next, he intercepts the hand with the knife and twists the wrist until the knife falls out of it. In the finale of this perfectly executed sequence, he throws his opponent down, landing on top of him, and puts him in a chokehold. The security guards are at the scene already, and soon thereafter, NYPD officers arrive. They talk to the man in the sweater and thank him for neutralizing the attacker. When the man replies, I can hear he has some kind of an Eastern European accent, but it does not sound Russian. His hands handcuffed behind him, muttering something unintelligible under his breath, the aggressor is led away. After this, things quiet down surprisingly fast. I look around, and except for the old lady, nobody seems all that rattled. Not the patients, nor the hospital personnel, who returned to their work almost right away. Maybe the danger of the incident has not quite sunk in yet, or perhaps we have been New Yorkers too long, for better or for worse. The situation does bring us closer for a time. All of us perfect strangers only a few minutes ago. There is now a sense of almost camaraderie in the waiting room. Someone opens a box of granola bars and passes them around. Someone else comments on the increased number of knife attacks in the city and in the world, and other people pick up the topic, talking in hushed, knowing voices, nodding at each other's statements. The man in the fisherman's sweater, however, is standing apart, still engaged in conversation with the remaining police officers, holding his swollen hand at a conspicuous, unnatural angle. I notice how tall he is, must be around 6'2", and how very straight his posture is, his broad shoulders even turned backward slightly. A nurse calls Danilo's name, and we follow her into the triage area. I cast one last glance at the man in the fisherman's sweater. He does not look back at me, and I catch myself wishing he would. After a speedy drive through nighttime streets, the cab stops at the corner of 82nd and 1st, and the driver thanks me for paying cash. I help Danny out of the car, and then up the 4 flights of stairs to the top floor of the old walk-up. The brownstone was built in 1910, and the ceilings are very high. I am counting the number of stairs we have to climb, as I feel the first big wave of tiredness roll over me. Danny is pumped full of painkillers, and it seems as though he could fall asleep at any moment, and I practically carry him up the last flight. While I fumble with the keys, I have to lean him against the wall and then steady him when he starts sliding down. Finally inside, I lay him on the bed, take his shoes off, and make sure his head is comfortable on the pillow. The heat is on, and the air is hot and stale in this tiny one.